Have you ever felt like you are going through the motions with God, but deep down you know there is something that is not growing? Like you are spiritually alive, but not really thriving. It is a quiet crisis many believers face: spiritual stagnation. The prayers become routine, the worship feels dry, and the passion you once had for God now feels like a memory. You are not walking away, but you are not moving forward either. It's a dangerous middle ground where we look fruitful from a distance, but up close, the leaves tell a different story. This brings us to one of the most puzzling moments in the Gospels, when Jesus cursed the fig tree. At first glance, it seems harsh. Why curse a tree just because it had no figs? But dig deeper, and you will see that it wasn't about hunger. It was about hypocrisy and spiritual barrenness. The tree had leaves, which signaled fruitfulness, but it lacked the actual fruit. In other words, it had the appearance of life, but no evidence of growth. Jesus cursed it not out of frustration, but as a prophetic act, revealing how serious it is to look alive spiritually, yet be stagnant at the root. Let's talk about the 5 main causes of spiritual stagnation. So, what causes spiritual stagnation? Here are 5 major reasons believers stop growing, and what we can do to wake up from spiritual slumber. 1. Comfort without challenge. Spiritual growth thrives in tension. But when we settle into a comfortable routine, we lose the hunger that drives us deeper. Jesus didn't call us to follow him into a hammock. He called us to take up a cross. Comfort isn't always sinful, but it can become the enemy of progress when we choose ease over obedience. Stagnation begins when we stop stepping out in faith. 2. Lack of spiritual discipline. Prayer, fasting, studying the Word, worship. These are not just Christian habits. They are spiritual lifelines. Without discipline, we drift. Just like a tree with no water or sunlight, we wither slowly. Stagnation creeps in when we rely on past encounters with God instead of daily communion with Him. 3. Unconfessed sin. Nothing kills spiritual momentum like hidden sin. It clouds our judgment, quenches the Spirit, and disconnects us from God's presence. David said in Psalm 32, "When I kept silent, my bones wasted away." Stagnation isn't just about feeling distant from God. It is more often about being separated by things we refuse to bring into the light. 4. Wounds and bitterness. Sometimes we stop growing because we are still bleeding. Unhealed wounds, and especially from church hurt, betrayal, or disappointment. These can harden our hearts. Bitterness is spiritual poison. It keeps us trapped in the past, unable to move forward in the freedom God offers. Stagnation thrives where healing is avoided. 5. Disconnected from community. You were never meant to grow in isolation. The early church grew together, broke bread together, prayed together. But when we pull away from community, whether from offense, busyness, or pride, then we stop receiving the sharpening, accountability, and encouragement that comes from being part of the body. A branch disconnected from the vine withers, no matter how strong it once was. Maybe today you look like that fig tree full of leaves, but lacking fruit. The good news? Jesus didn't curse every barren tree. He only cursed the one that pretended to be fruitful. If you're honest with God, even in your dryness, there's still grace. There's still time to repent, reconnect, and be renewed. Don't settle for looking alive. Choose to grow. Choose to bear fruit. So let me ask you again, are you spiritually growing or just spiritually surviving? If this resonated with you, share, like, and subscribe. Let's grow deeper together.